Ooh, what's good, family? It's your man, the YB, back once again. So, as you've seen by the title, I've now got the leaked video of Jake Paul versus Timmy Farmballs, and I can now expose the alleged slip is no slip. It's indeed Jake Paul violently taken Timmy Farmballs' V card. Took it from him, popped his cherry, 100%. So, let's take it from the jump then. These two men posturing right now. Here we go, Timmy Farmballs. He steps in with a jab. Jake Paul looks at the floor, classic Jake Paul. So, at this point, you can see here, Timmy, his foot is nice. Yeah? Timmy's foot right there is completely niced on the floor. Here we go. In fact, Timmy becomes more stable. The shot lands. Timmy pulls back. The force now is going through Timmy's body. And there he goes. He's into orbit. Simple as that. Timmy Farmballs is sent into orbit. That's the bottom line here, people. It's really not rocket science. Jake Paul. Timmy steps in. Pop. Right in his chops. See the balance there? It shows you the balance. Timmy's coming forward. His feet are planted. He's stepping in with a jab. Jake Paul's looking at the floor. Hasn't landed yet. Now the shot's landed. Yeah? When the shot lands and pushes Timmy's wig back, that's when the whole form of his body changes. And he's going backwards. He's always going backwards. Do you understand? There's never a point he's going forwards after the shot lands. Timmy's always going backwards. So Timmy's going forwards with the jab. Jake Paul's jab lands, and Timmy always going backwards. Yeah? That's just what you call a knockdown, folks. There's no slip about it. You don't see Timmy's foot slipping nowhere else. Pop. And he's going backwards. See what I mean? It changes. Timmy's form, Timmy's body in form is A-OK. Yeah, nice structure. Nice bent knees. He's putting his own jab out. It's only when Jake Paul's jab lands at this point. So look at him push it. His wig's going right back right now. That's when he loses all of his form. You understand, people? Timmy's form's fine. The shot lands, and you can see his body rattles through his own body. I hate to say it, but I did tell people this. I told people. Timmy's tinderbox chops. I mean, I wasn't right. Jake Paul, because he's looking at the floor, wasn't able to actually land any of his shots. But what we do know is, when a jab landed, it nearly sent, well, it did. For a fact, it sent Timmy into flight. Bottom line. Categorically. Timmy, he was aeronautically lifted. He created lift. Jake Paul's jab created lift under Timmy's wings. Timmy's got big lats. Yeah, lats are what they call wings. And Jake Paul, he jabbed him right in his chops, his tinderbox chops. And that sent him, well, created enough aeronautical lift to send him not into orbit, but he ended up, I'm not sure what you'd call it. He ended up not on Earth anymore, that's a fact. Categorically, Timmy got sent into Earth. But anyway, the point is, Timmy's nice and stable, nice and strong. He's jabbing. The jab lands. And see how you see Timmy's form crumbling. Do you see that? His back legs, now he's all squared up again. See what I mean? That's what straightens him up. Timmy wasn't slipping before the punch. You get that, people? Timmy wasn't slipping. Very strong, very stable. Body going forward. The shot lands, and that's when all of his form collapses, caves, and he's going backwards, and he's going backwards, and he's going backwards, and he's going backwards. Yeah? Now he's dropping it super low. The JP making him drop it super duper 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 low. Now, final take. I mean, it shouldn't be rocket science, people. Yeah, when individuals slip, they don't do so milliseconds after they've been popped in their chops. And even if they do, even if you say, YB, it was a slip, not after a punch it wasn't. Do you get that, people? Otherwise we could all do that. Yeah, do you know, why don't we all do that? Why don't we all get hit and then jump on the floor and say, oh, it's a slip? Do you know what I'm saying? It doesn't make no sense. If that was a if that was a get out of jail free card, i.e., wait a minute, anytime I get hit hard, I'll just jump on the floor and say it was a slip. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't make no sense, people. It just doesn't. Slips take place not directly in the line of a fire, especially not a clean shot. Fair enough, yeah. Let's say you're covered up and someone's hitting you on your guard, and you end up slipping. That makes sense. But when you get hit with a clean shot that visibly changes your posture, I've just shown it to you on the frames. Timmy was strong. Just like, in fact, I mean, this is another angle again. Look how you can't tell me, people. This here's a man slipping. Look at the guy. Really, this is probably one of the strongest positions I've seen a Fury in. Furies, for the most part, don't box like this. They don't box with their knees bent. This guy, Timmy here, looking like Canelo in terms of his stability. Knees bent. Look at the knee. Knee bent. Back knee bent. He's about to leap in and put his jab out. Here we go, look. Timmy's in a power position right now. Puts his jab out. Look at his form. Jake Paul, look at the floor. Pops him right in his chops. Yeah. This is watch Timmy's body adjust now. See? That puts him off balance. And he in orbit. Simple as that. Dude is in orbit. Yeah? Nice and stable, jabbing. The shot lands, pushes him backwards. His legs give way. And he's in orbit right now, 100% taken off into the sky. That's just what happened, people. Yeah? Timmy weren't, guess what? I can tell you this now. Guess when Timmy wasn't slipping? Timmy wasn't slipping when he was jabbing Jake Paul. Do you understand that? Do you know what I mean? That's what I can't understand. Well, wait a minute, if it's slippy, why didn't look, watch. Look, so we can all agree, Tommy Fury at this point is not going down. Agreed, yeah? Tommy Fury hits Jake Paul here. Tommy's not going down, is he? No. Tommy, of course he's not. At this point, yeah, when Tommy's getting his work off, Tommy does fine. Yeah? No one's saying, oh, YB, Tommy slipped. No, Tommy's standing just fine. Tommy's standing just fine. Pop. Now he's bent all out of shape. And really, there's no telling what your body can do at that point. Once you've been punched in your mouth, all bets are off. Do you understand that? But unfortunately, most people, I'm not saying I'm a big hardcore boxer, but most people don't get that one. Yeah? Anyone slipping don't take place immediately after being popped. It really ain't no more simple than that. Yeah? The shot goes in, it pops him. He loses all. You can just see all of his form breaking down. Look at his knee. His knees are bent in a very strong position. The shot goes in, and that's where you can see. Look, Tommy's squaring up. His legs form's all changed. He's standing before going into the punch. Look, we can all see it. Going into the punch, Tommy is in an aggressive. Look at the guy. Look, strong, going forward. His orientation is leaning forward until he gets hit. At which point, his momentum completely shifts backwards. Wait a minute. The man was going forwards. Now, after being hit, he's going backwards. Hence, all that force from Jake Paul's jab, which we can all agree, Jake Paul, yeah, he never looks at the target. But what he does do, he focuses, not in my opinion, categorically, he focuses too much on power. But that said, when a big power jab that someone's launching in and overextending with, it's not very accurate. However, when it does land, it's liable to take you off your feet. And that's what happened here. Because I'm going to show you a good example of what I'm talking about here. Look, watch. Compare now. Watch Jake Paul's orientation when he gets jabbed. This is very important. So Tommy Fury jabs Jake Paul, yeah? Do you see Jake Paul's back flying backwards? Do you see Jake Paul's body change in orientation. No, Jake Paul is in a similar strong position to Tommy at this point. They're both in a strong position. They're both knees bent, strong. Both are coming forward. Both are leaning over their front foot. That's a strong position, yeah? Tommy lands his jab. What do you notice? These next frames, all of these frames are Tommy landing his jab. You show me what happens to Jake Paul's body. Yeah? You show what happens. Jake Paul's body don't start going backwards. Jake Paul's form doesn't break down. But they both landed a jab. Yeah? Do you understand? They both landed a jab, and one dude's body is going backwards and the other isn't. That's because Tommy Fury, as we all know, doesn't have no power. Jake Paul was bending down and loading up on his jab, as he had been doing all night. And here we go. Now let's watch Tommy's body again. Tommy's fine. He's strong. He's coming forward. The moment the shot lands, you can see it there, look. Look, the moment the shot lands, look. That moment there, his back leg, look, watch his back leg. The moment it lands, his legs are buckling. Facts. The moment it lands, his legs are buckling at the back, and his body is becoming, or the momentum is sending his body in the opposite direction. Frames before this shot landed, Tommy was coming forward. The shot lands, all of a sudden, yeah, see, completely rocks him out of his boots. Completely squares Tommy up. Watch it. Let's just focus now on Tommy's leg. Let's see what happens to this leg here when the shot lands. The shot lands. Tommy's legs all over the place. He's on cloud 9 and doing God knows what. Now let's focus on Tommy's chest area. Tommy's coming forward. He's strong. Shot lands. Tommy's back's all bent out. Jake Paul damn near blew Tommy's back out. Tommy loses all form. And, I mean, at this point, you could say, why be at this point he's slipping? Yeah, he probably is. Yeah, again, it's a bit like if someone shoots me in the head with a bullet, yeah, and I slip on, and that's basically what we're talking about here. If I'm walking along and someone snipers me in the head and my foot ends up buckling out, you wouldn't call that a slip, would you? You'd say, well, no, he got shot in the head and he lost his footing. That's what I think we see here. That's what the evidence shows. The evidence shows he gets jabbed, and in the process, may he have lost his footing? Well, that's part of the game. Again, the same way if I get shot in my head and I end up my foot slipping, it's not a case of slipping. No, you were shot. And that made you lose your balance. And that's what this is here. Because Tommy weren't losing his balance. Tommy weren't slipping, losing balance, bent out of shape before the shot lands. The shot lands, Tommy's all bent out of shape, and then his foot goes. So did Timmy slip after a punch? He did slip after a punch. But anything can happen. I mean, when you look at all the different ways people go down, I mean, I'm sure people could say Eubanks slipped as well whilst we're at it. I mean, you know what I mean? If we looked at Eubanks' feet when he got, I mean, even most people who go down, you could say it's slipping, couldn't you? Realistically speaking, most people who have been put down in boxing, you could say, oh, it's a slip. Pop, he bent all out, and that's what I mean. If I'm wrong, yeah, why is it when Tommy landed his, why isn't Jake Body's, if it's all about the feet, if it's all about, oh, Timmy's foot slipped, then explain, why don't Jake Paul's body move when the shot lands? Yeah? You can't discount what Jake Paul's shot did. Because when Tommy's shot landed, Jake Paul's body don't move at all. Look. What's Jake Paul's back leg? Tommy's shot lands. There's no movement. Only forward. Yeah? When Tommy Fury's shot lands, Jake Paul's chest area, back, is nice and straight, nice and strong still. Still going forward. There's no buckling and bending and squaring up. Jake Paul's form remains the same. Why? Because he was fully conscious and he held the shot. There's two things you can do when you're hit. You can hold the shot, or you can buckle and fall apart. And Tommy, for whatever reason, he buckled and fell apart. That's what the forensic evidence shows us. The forensic evidence shows us when the frame that Jake Paul landed the shot, Tommy's form falls apart and he ends up on the floor. That's all we know for a fact. Equally, in a way, it's good that we have Tommy Fury landing a shot at the same time.
because this can completely remove the whole slip narrative. Yeah? In fact, their feet are in similar positions. So the question is, in fact, their feet are almost in it. Look at this, look. I can't zoom down because, well, look, you can see, look. This area here, you can see their feet are actually on exactly the same place, more or less. And when Tommy Fury's jab lands, Jake Paul, he's strong as an ox. No problem taking that jab. Tommy, on the other hand, is fine. Pop. His back's all bent out of shape. Look at the guy, losing all of his form. Do you get that, people? When Jake Paul's hit, his form doesn't change. When Tommy's hit, his back legs cave in, he's all squared up, he's looking up at the sky. Now, I'm under no illusions. Did the fact Tommy Fury, and let's not forget this, it was well known before the fight that Tommy Fury's top heavy. In fact, it was a running joke. In fact, I even said Jake Paul's got a strong base, and that means he's less likely to go down. I have to say this, but because Tommy's so top heavy, when Jake Paul put the ramrod jab out there, and you see Tommy Fury all bent out of shape up top, that's going to cause his chicken legs to be doing God knows what. And that's what we observe. When you've got all that heavy weight upstairs and a big immovable force, look, watch, pop. Look at that, look. You can see it's that frame there, look, watch Tommy's back leg. Yeah, the shot lands. Watch Tommy's back leg. See, look. His back leg's doing all sorts. He's literally in the air, I think, at that point. Watch. So Tommy's on the ground now, yeah? Tommy's on the ground. His shot lands. Right there. Tommy's on the ground. The shot lands. And then you see Tommy's back foot, literally, in the air at this point. At this point, Tommy's back foot's in the air. Facts. You can see, look, you can see the clearance. Tommy's foot's categorically in the air at this point. He's flying. See, it's a fact, people, look. And notice also, his front foot's still there. Tommy's front foot's still on the floor. It's his back foot that's in the air. Because he's taken off 100%. Yeah? I hate to say it, but I did mention this a few days ago. Tommy, he's working with SpaceX right now. On his way to space. Thankfully for him, Jake Paul was looking at the floor. Because imagine at this point, yeah? Imagine at this frame here, if Jake Paul hadn't have been looking at the floor and was looking at his target and could put a straight right hand on the way down. That would be a wrap for him. Tinderbox chops would have gone up in smoke. As it happens, Jake Paul and his team have no IQ, so they weren't able to capitalise. But imagine just for a second. Look at that there. Tommy Fury's all bent out of shape. He doesn't know what's going on. His tinderbox chops has forsaken him. If Jake Paul just slung a straight right hand down the pipe, whip right there, look at that. His Nelly's wide open, begging for a right hand, but Jake Paul wasn't looking at what he was doing. And that's why the fight was a draw. Anyway, let's get rid of this myth of this whole, oh, it's a slip. There's no slip about it. Yeah? The shot lands, Tommy gets bent out of shape, and his top heavy looking ass sent him down. Didn't help. Now, can you speculate, well, YB, the mat was wet, and I mean, did a slip help? Maybe not. But again, like I said, if you're walking along and get shot and then end up slipping, you wouldn't say, oh, it was a slip that killed him. No, you'd say the shot. You know what I mean? It's kind of like cause and effect. The question is, what caused Tommy to slip? And it wasn't just his foot slipping. And if you believe that, you believe anything. Do you understand? If you believe that, again, I said the other day, in boxing, we've all seen slippy rings where people are slipping and sliding all around the place. In fact, I don't remember anyone slipping full stop the whole night. So it wasn't a categorical slippy ring. Jake Paul didn't slip. Yeah? Tommy, up until the point he got popped square in his chops, and for anyone questioning how much of a pop it was, let's not take my word for it. Let's take Tommy's own reaction to it. Yeah, look at Tommy here. Tommy, at this point, is in full Chad mode. Yeah? Timmy Fumbles at this point is in full burly Chad mode. Look at the guy. Nice chiseled jawline. He looking nice right now. He looking like a whole snack for the Love Island females. The shot goes in. Yeah. Pop right in his chops. Now look. See? Don't take my word for it. Let's look at the evidence. What does the evidence show? The evidence shows Mr. Chiseled, Love Island looking ass face is now all mushed. Look at it, all mushed up. So clearly, do you understand, people? People don't mush their face up unless they've been popped. Yeah, a few seconds earlier. Look, watch. Chad face, he nice. He doing his thing right now. Chad faced ends up in to, he knocked down. That's just what it is, people. That's the evidence. He went from a Chad to a low T looking ass dude. That's what happened here. And that's what put him off balance, and that's what put him down. Let's cut the cap. Yeah? Tommy Farnball's got bent out of shape by Jake Paul's ramrod jab. Simple as that. Forget about all this slipping rubbish. And if you believe it's a slip here, from now on, whenever you see anything on TV, or whenever you see someone get shot, don't call it be getting shot. Yeah, if you see someone get shot and they fall on the floor, you say, he fell on the floor. Yeah, you don't say he got shot. You get that one? You peep that. And from now on in boxing, anytime, if any of my, for example, Anthony Yard versus Beterbiev, from now, it makes me laugh. People say, why did Anthony Yard quit? Anthony Yard got knocked down. Anthony Yard didn't get knocked down. He slipped. Oops. You know what I'm saying? You peep that one now. Do you see how silly it sounds? Yeah? No, but no, YB, Beterbiev didn't. In fact, and that's the crazy thing about the whole Fury situation. People say I'm a Fury hater, yeah? What do we know? How can we categorically prove against this? Who was it? None other than the fake yard man, Dillian White. What did Dillian White say after Tyson Fury sent him to Mars? Dillian White said, I slipped. What did I do? Did I shill for Dillian White? He slipped. No, I told the truth. Dillian, you got sent to Mars. Tyson Fury punched you into Mars. So please don't tell me, people, YB hates the Furies, YB makes it about race. What are you on about? I told people Tyson Fury punched Dillian White up differently. Oops. So explain that for me then. Yeah? If I'm all about just defending people and hating on the Furies, why didn't I back Dillian White? I said Dillian White with his twist-up ankle. Dillian White alleged Tyson Fury... Dillian White alleges he didn't get knocked out. He alleges he got pushed, he slipped and twisted his ankle. That's what Dillian White's narrative is. It wasn't a knockout, it was a push and a slip. And what did I do? Did I get behind that? No. Ridiculous. He sent you to Mars. And equally, the same way, I'm not going to lie to no one, I'm doing it now. Yeah? Jake Paul rocked your world with a jab, and you was on your way to joining Chris Ubambi Jr. One more shot and that tinderbox chops would have exploded, looking like fireworks day. I'm telling you now. Anyway, there's the evidence. You've seen the leaks, and no one's seen this one yet. Let me see if there's any more leaks out here. No, this is Timmy. Look at Timmy's. Come on now, people. Look at this guy. He's shaken. Yeah? He's shaken at this point. Completely shaken. You can't believe it. That's not a man who just slipped. Anyway, let me know your thoughts. Smash the like button, subscribe, and look for the 100%.